स्टार भिडियो गर्न के गर्ने?
So we will going to start soon. Just wait for another 2 minutes as our Vice Principal ma'am is going to join. Sangeeta, 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 can you hear me, Sangeeta? Sangeeta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You can start the session now.
Hello.
Yes, Sangeeta, you are audible. You can start the session now. Our Vice Principal ma'am has joined. Right. Yeah, you can carry on.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and warm greetings. Respected Principal Dr. Saibasasi Mohanta sir, Vice Principal Dr. Rina Hantik ma'am, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Surajit Soikia sir, Head of the Department and Coordinator of this lecture series, Dr. Dimbesar Das sir, respected resource persons, faculty members, and participants. I, Mrs. Sangeeta Setia, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Gurgaon College, on behalf of Organizing Committee, welcome you all to this week-long lecture series on botany, which is organized by Department of Botany, Gurgaon College. We are honored to have distinguished resource persons from different fields of botany joining us, Dr. Rajib Gogoi, Regional Head, Botanical Survey of India, Gangtok, Dr. Ashish Kaur, Fellow Scientist and Area Convener, the Energy and Resources Institute, NERC, Guwahati, Dr. Bonasri Medhi, Subject Matter Specialist, KVK, Sibsagar, Mr. Bibit Tihinia, AFS Range Forest Officer, Bagori Range, Kaziranga National Park, Mr. Jonardon Borua, Farm Manager, Government Sericulture Farm, Titabor, Mr. Debanjal Bora, Senior Scientist and Research Officer, Central Ayurveda Research Institute, Guwahati, and Dr. Sadhan Kumar Bosumotari, Senior Scientist, Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences, Lucknow. We will listen their lectures in upcoming sessions as per schedule. This lecture series from 18th to 24th June 2023 will include talks from esteemed resource persons, which will provide a platform to the students to learn different aspects of botany. To begin the session, I would like to request the Vice Principal of Gogoi College, Dr. Rina Hendik ma'am, to present the welcome address and to inaugurate today's session. Ma'am, please.
Good evening, respected Principal of Gogoi College, Dr. Saibasasi Mohanta sir, and respected resource persons of this lecture series of Botany, and respected SOD of Botany, Dr. Dimbeswar Das, my dear colleagues, and dear participants from various colleges of Assam and Northeast India. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee for putting their lecture series of Botany for all the hard work that went into it. We are honored to have such a distinguished group of resource persons for the event. Let's open our mind and hearts to new ideas as we come together to learn new facts and share knowledge on the various aspects of botanical sciences. I would like to warmly welcome our guest speakers and facilitators who have agreed to share their expertise with us. Let us take advantage of this opportunity to grow and learn together. We have an exciting lineup of topics and activities for the day. So let us begin this journey of learning and discover together. I hope and believe it will be very beneficial for the students. Thank you for all for being here. And মই ভাবো এই লেকচাৰ সিৰিজটোৱে আমাৰ বিশেষকৈ ষ্টুডেণ্টসকলক বা আমাৰ বায়'লজিকেল সায়েন্সৰ ফেকাল্টি সকলোকে সমানে উপকৃত কৰিব আৰু মই বিশেষকৈ আমাৰ মহাবিদ্যালয়ৰ যিখিনি ষ্টুডেণ্টছ আছে বায়'লজিকেল সায়েন্সৰ এই সকলোখিনিকে ইয়াত জইন কৰি এই লেকচাৰ সিৰিজটোত জইন কৰি সকলোকে ইয়াৰ পৰা তেওঁলোকে যিখিনি শিকিবলগীয়া কথা আছে আমাৰ আমি এতিয়া দেখিছো গম পাইছো যে আমাৰ বহুত কেজন এক্সপাৰ্টাইজ বহুত কেজন এই বিষয়ত বটানিৰ বিষয়টোত এক্সপাৰ্ট আমাৰ ৰিসোৰ্স পাৰ্সন আহিছে আৰু এই সকলৰ পৰা আপোনালোকে বেষ্টখিনি ল'ব বুলি মই আশা কৰো আৰু সকলোকে আমাৰ মহাবিদ্যালয়ৰ সকলোকে এই সিৰিজটোত অংশগ্ৰহণ কৰি সকলোকে ইয়াৰ পৰা লাভখিনি ল'বলৈ মই অনুৰোধ কৰিছো আৰু ইয়াতে আজি সেশনটো open কৰিলো মই ঘোষণা কৰিছো I declare this session open. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable talk. Your motivation and guidance will encourage us to organize such programs in future. We are indeed privileged to have with us Dr. Rajib Gogoi sir, Regional Head, Botanical Survey of India, Gangtok. Dr. Gogoi is a field botanist specialized in plant taxonomy with major focus on wild balsams, wild bananas, general floristics, ethnobotany, and conservation. He is an IUCN certified global red list assessor and has a wild field experience working in remote unexplored areas of Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya, Sikkim, etc. Presently, he is leading the work of Flora of India, Volume 27, and a revisionary study for the families of Musaceae, Dioscoriaceae, Liliaceae, Zancaceae, and Zancacenaceae of India. He has authored 5 books: Flora of Sikkim, A Pictorial Guide, Wild Balsams of Sikkim and Darjeeling, Himalaya, Balsams of Eastern Himalaya, and Flora of Zuko Valley. He also published over 120 research papers in acclaimed international and national journals, including Nature Scientific Reports, Taxon, Phytotaxa, Nordic Journal of Botany, Edinburgh Journal of Botany, Current Science, etc. He has discovered more than 23 species new to science from Northeast India. He is a reviewer for many peer-reviewed journals like Q Bulletin, Nordic Journal of Botany, Phytotaxa, Taiwania, etc. Dr. Gogoi is also a member of Research Advisory Committee of Sikkim University and State People Biodiversity Register Quality Evaluation Monitoring Committee, Government of Sikkim. Presently, he is guiding 2 students for their PhD. His topic of today's session is Phytodiversity of Northeast India, my journey as a plant hunter. Now, I would like to hand over the session and request Dr. Rajib Gogoi sir to give his valuable speech. Sir, please.
Thank you, Sangeeta. So first I will like to share my talk. Is it my screen is visible to all?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is visible.
Yeah, okay. Okay, at the very beginning, I would like to thank the Gorgaon College, the authority of the Gorgaon College, and especially to my brother. Actually, we were almost contemporary, Dr. Dimbeswar Das. I have seen Dr. Devanjal Bora is also co-host, and all others. At the same time, this program is not at all this national or for Northeast India. I have seen a lot of people from abroad also, because I'm very happy to see Suraj Kumar Kasajuji from Nepal, Lat Dorse Serpaji from Nepal, Dr. Sadhan Bosumutari, my friend from Bivalsani Institute of Paleobotany, Asmita Sakota from University of Tribhuvan, Nepal, then Dr. Nivedita Das from this USTM Meghalaya, then a lot of students from Bodoland University. I think this Dr. Sanjeev Borua's students, some students from BSI Sikkim also. Then I saw Bipankar Hajong from NIST CSI, and along with all other students also, I welcome you all for this a journey in the botanical webinar series. And I'm very happy that this is today the first talk has been given to me to share. So this is my talk is on biodiversity of Northeast India, my journey as a plant taxonomist. Actually, I just will give a declaration at the beginning that this is not that the very means like the theoretical things that about biodiversity or phytodiversity that I wanted to discuss. But in the field, I am almost like that more than 22 years. And in the 22 years, what I have realized, as a student of Guwahati University, I worked initially as a PhD student. Then I joined Botanical Survey of India. In that period till today, what I have done and what I have experienced, that only I wanted to share here. I wanted to show my humble request to everybody. This is not a very intellectual lecture or something like that, but this is a journey that in last more than 22 years I have taken care of. And today I just wanted to ask you everybody, please come with me and just see. There's nothing absolutely what I have seen and what I have found, that only I am going to show and share. And in this whole journey, I wanted to take you also. As already Madam has told that I am authored 5 books. Actually, I have authored 7 books till now. So out of these 7 books, and what are the 7 projects that I have handled, and we have brought out the results. Out of that, 3 of the major works I don't wanted to share here, because those are the works what I have found that the major activities of my team, this effort was involved as scientifically, and whatever we have brought it out that I wanted to share. So you see, Northeast India, when we talk about the Northeast India is very important in a global scenario. Why it is very important? Because it comes under two biodiversity hotspots. One is the Himalaya. Initially, first it was the 6th biodiversity hotspot of the world was, that comes under, this is, you see the left side one is the Indo-Burma and another one the Himalaya. So Northeast India comes under two global biodiversity hotspots, that is the Indo-Burma and the Himalayas. So in these areas, there's a lot of people. This area from, because you know, India ruled for 200 years, and within that time, a lot of people have come to this area and they have worked and they have explored in terms of botanizing. Particularly that time, this was the concept of biodiversity was not there, but mainly the botany was there, and that was the main area where a lot of British people have worked, German people have worked, who have come to India as in the taking some responsibility with the British force, like that. To name a few, William Griffith, then George King, N.L. Ward, Kingdon Ward, like there's a long journey that they have taken, and they have saved the botany of India. So among all these, the most giant was the Sir Joseph Dalton Hooker, who came here in 1848. 2 years he was here, and 1 year, more than 1 year he was in Sikkim. Then he went to the old Assam, that is the Meghalaya and some parts of Kachar and all those things. And why these areas are so important? So just I wanted to show here that this Northeast India has the all kind of different kind of this what is called floristic areas, like this, from tropical, subtropical, temperate, then alpine, subalpine, then alpine. So this is my home state, and where for Gorgaon College I am talking. So in these areas, this Assam, it is mainly the tropical. You can see this is a view from the National Park Kaziranga. Then if you talk about the Manipur, this is the scenario of the Loktak. This is in the altitude of 1,000 meters. This is a very plain valley surrounded by almost like the 7 to 9 rings of mountains. And you can see this is a big lake, Loktak, which is a Ramsar site. So this is plain area. Here again, it is at the top of the tropical, but it is subtropical starts here. You can see the Fumdi is so unique. So like that in the Arunachal Pradesh area, 7 to 9, this tropical, in the Porosuram Kunda area, this is called the Anjao district. So you can see last evergreen forest. So like that, these are also mountain evergreen forest. You can see in the Lohit and all those things. When my team was proceeding towards Anjao district, this is in the view in the Lohit Valley, and you can see how unique the forests are here. And these are some of the very unique rainforests. So these are some of the tropical evergreen tropical forest. So again, here you see it is a part of Nagaland and Manipur, the border. That is a place called Juku Valley. This area also I work, and we have brought out the flora of Juku Valley. You can see such a unique place. So at the while going to the valley, you can see the unique vegetation of this subtropical forest. Then going to the valley, you will see that is what it is seen like the grasses. These are not grasses, but some of the herbaceous kind of bamboos. Then these are the subtropical forests in Arunachal, Zero, and all those things. These are very unique grassland meadows in the Meghalaya and something like that in Cherrapunji and those areas. So here, this is the last Indian village in the eastern front, that is the Kahau in the Anjao district. And McMahon line goes towards the peak of those areas. You can see these are the last. And these are the Marcus pine in that again, Anjao and all those places. These are very unique. You can see behind the mountains how they are taking shape. They are very different. Those are not comparable with the mountains in other part of India. Rather, they are more comparable with the Chinese mountains. So these are this is a place called Helmet Tom in above these things. So see, this is in Sikkim. Myself is standing in Nathula. This is the border of India and China. You can see behind me all the Chinese army, and just behind me this is what is called the fence, the international border. So right in the Ravongla, down is the Yomthang Valley, then Yome Samdong. These are all subalpine to the alpine regions. Here it is in Tamje area. You can see how this road proceeds towards the border of India and China. So these are also some of the areas. This is in Juluk. So this is also in Juluk. So these are the high altitude, some villages in Kupup and something like that is Sikkim. So you see, and these are the areas where unique biodiversity remains. So these are some of the Bahmani cell duck, which is coming from Mongolia and Siberia sides, crossing the whole of Himalayan mountain, and they are reaching here. When there is too much snowfall, they come and they take shelter. Although here is also snowfall, and you can see they're standing above a ice seal. This is in a lake, and this whole lake is frozen. So this is that Yumthang Valley, that subalpine vegetation. So here, this is again in the Tawang area. It is also just near to the what is called Tibet Chinese border. So you can see the rhododendrons, and snowfall has started slowly. And this is a unique adaptation of the rhododendrons when there is huge snowfall. And these kind of different types of what is called ecosystem in so small area of these 8 states, creating this area is a unique habitat for creating as a world biodiversity global hotspot. So these are the things. So how we proceed for doing all this biodiversity study and this exploration study, I just wanted to show, particularly for the students. You see, above the vehicle, who is tying those rope, he is Dr. Ona Apang, a scientist from the Arunachal Forest Research Institute. And you can see one person taking, holding a camera. His backside is seen. He is our present director, Dr. A. Mao. And another fellow who is there, he is Paul Deka, who is to help during our all those things. So when you have to become a plant taxonomist or an explorer or a plant hunter or something like that, you have to keep your ego down. Because if you will be like that, you cannot survive in this field and you cannot become successful. So this is very important, that I always wanted to like to show these things. It is somewhere in the Anjao. We are proceeding towards further to Walong. So these are the areas you see. There will be no hotels, no rest house, no guest house, something like that. And here you have to accommodate and you have to stay. If you talk about all these things today, we at least have a lot of logistics. We can go by vehicle. We have the bridges to cross the river. We still have some place to stay. But you think that when Hawker came 175 years before, how he came, because that time even people were so ferocious. Even people were so, means like that, even then they have come and they have done and they have written the book Sora British India. So this is Saurav Jyoti Bora and myself in Anjao district. Saurav is that time he was in Botanical Survey of India. Now he is working in Guwahati University. Maybe Assam people all know. And you see, we are standing in front of a mountain and we need to explore that. And the mountain is so big, we are so small, and our logistics are so little. Even then we have to do. So these are the things that it is while I was working in Juku Valley, like this, this is all anemone. So we're in flowering, that euphorbias are flowering. So this is our team. So there is, you people have seen that the way the National Geographic, Discovery and these people work, but how we work, you see, these are the all Naga young guys, they help. And this is simple, no logistics, I can say. This is small tent and you are sitting, and sometimes this is rain, sometimes storm, sometimes snake, something bichu, all these kind of things. And there also, you need not to be lose your patience and your heart. You have to work and you have to do. In this trip, this is Jimmy Yomnam, the red shirt, and another Jimmy Yomnam. Already, many Assam people may know. He is the assistant professor in Cotton University now. And along with the Jaisankar Das also is here. Jaisankar, he also is a director. So in somewhere one institute. So like that, they also initially started this professional journey in our institute, and now they are all successful. So like this, while I was working in the Juku Valley, all these things, these are some of the limestone created caves where we took shelter. Without other things also, you can stay here. So like this is in Mishimi Valley when I was working in Arunachal Pradesh. Like this we go for exploration. We brought the collections. We make the specimen, all those things. So like this, you see, this is not only these are sometimes it is very enjoyable. And while we bring the things, we do all this dissection and this that what is called the site. Then this is Subodip Majumdar. He came with me for exploration to that place. That time he was just a student. Now he is a professor in Calcutta, some colleges. So these are our tour team. So when we go for this type of exploration, those things, not only the science we do or the taxonomic study we have the opportunity to see a lot of places. I think that some people can understand what is this. This is in that what is called a famous movie of Jubinder, that one song has been shot in this pagoda. So this is while I was working. This is Jimmy Omnam. He is the assistant professor. I told Botany College. This is Jaishankar Das, myself. So the study what we have conducted, this has been published in Current Science. So this is while I was taking up the balsam initiative work. This is in Memenchu area. So actually these are some restricted area that normal people cannot go. With special permission only you can go, because this is almost in the border of India and China. So this is in Nepal area. When from Manebhanjan to that other side, I went inside to Nepal, took some photograph. This is the condition actually in those border areas, still difficult place, and logistically also, economically also, these areas people are really trying. So this is the highest place that I have reached. It is in 5,183 meters in Gudamar Lake. When we went, my student Norbu and my driver, and this Indian Army has given a grand welcome in those areas. This is almost near reaching to the glaciers. So this is what just I wanted to tell why Northeast India is so important in terms of biodiversity. So everybody understand, I have shown a just glimpse about the different ecosystem and the ecosystem diversity and the floristic diversity. At the same time, there is faunal diversity also, because I am a botany man, so I am not showing here the faunal diversity. I am not supposed to also, but at the same time, those areas are also very important from faunal diversity point of view. Maybe it is about insect, maybe it is about avifauna, maybe it is about mammals and all those things. So now I will come to some of the very important work what I have actually done during this 22 years of time. So this is a very important aspect that I have undertaken. This is the balsam initiative of this, particularly I initially took it for Arunachal Pradesh. Then later on I have extended it up to the Eastern Himalaya. Even it gone up to Nepal also, then Sikkim and Darjeeling. So this is what actually balsam initiative is. I will not elaborate something very detailed. Why I have taken up these things, and what is the Botanical Survey of India's responsibility to carry out this type of forestic study. See, these are the things that British has done. And when British has done, because that time it was something 150 years before, so this was only this type of specimen they have made. So now it is a present time, our responsibility from these herbarium specimens, how you can reach up to the original, the life plant. So this is the responsibility of the plant taxonomies, that they can introduce this everything to the common people, that this dry specimen actually is this. So you can see here I am putting this 4 specimen of impatiens lexiflora. Impatiens lexiflora, and because of these specimens, you cannot relate to this beautiful plant actually. And you see this 1, 2, 3, this all are lexiflora, and these 4 specimen are also lexiflora. And this was the original specimen which was collected by MP Edgeworth in 1836, and a lot of people could not correlate this specimen with the live plant, and that's why they made a lot of mistakes, and the same plant been described repeatedly. Many people thought that this is a new species, but actually that was the lexiflora. So this is the reason why I have taken up this work, that whatever the plants been described and what is newly to be described or to be discovered, I'll do particularly in this genus. So you see, this is the Dysmantha. This is also like lexiflora. You can see this is lexiflora and this is Dysmantha. Seeing the specimen, can you recognize that this plant, this dry specimen can be so beautiful like that? So this was the thing that I took the responsibility, and more than 10 years I am working in this group, and presently just yesterday only I got another project to work for the whole of Himalaya. I have completed Arunachal Pradesh, I have completed Sikkim. So to some extent, my collaborators like Surajji is there, Lad Dorsa Serpaji is there. They also has contributed immensely for understanding the balsaminaceae of Nepal, and even in Bhutan part also, Changi and those people are there. They also, and even in some issues of China also, we have resolved. And I will tell you one very important issue of the Madagascar, which is an African country, that also we have resolved. So you see, these are the 2 people, Joseph Dalton Hooker and Thomas Thompson, has first reported the paper on the balsaminaceae of Northeast India, and that has came from Linnean Society Journal, London. And so later on, this was the first publications I told in 1861. Then 1875, the another publication has come. But the most important publications came in 1904 to 1906 by Joseph Dalton Hooker. So later on, also some other people who worked at William Griffith, I.S. Burkill, because William Griffith was a very legendary botanist working in India. At the age of 36, he died when he went from India to Malacca. It is in Malaysia, and was collecting, and in cerebral malaria, because that time there was no medicine for all cerebral malaria, he died. The Assam people should know about William Griffith. That is very important. You see, Assam is famous in the world for tea, and you all know tea been discovered by Alexander Bruce and Robert Bruce, two British brothers, and that discovery lead to a so huge commercial activities today. Can you imagine a day without tea? Can you imagine how much this revenue the government of India or the Assam will lose if there will be no trade of tea? So in making this tea to a commodity of cultivation, William Griffith was one of the very important person, because the Assam tea delegation was made by the British government to decide whether tea can be cultivated in Assam or not. And that Assam tea delegation was led by Nathaniel Wallis. William Griffith was a member, and that William Griffith, Nathaniel Wallis, and McClellan came to Assam, and they only has given the certification that Assam is a place where tea can be cultivated. And that was the starting point of cultivation of tea in India. And India tea became the world's most favored tea in the world. So that's why this William Griffith has contributed immensely. Later on, so this in the Balsaminaceae, these people have worked here. Hiroshi Hara, he was mainly focusing in Nepal. And then again, Sri Gray Wilson, these people also has brought out these things, Botanical Balsaminaceae, and even he has contributed for Nepal, and his huge contribution for this genus after Joseph Dalton Hooker. He is the second man after Joseph Dalton Hooker who has contributed immensely for understanding Balsaminaceae in the world, because he has done the Balsaminaceae of Africa. So in 2012, I think Saurabh Bora joined me in Botanical Survey of India, and then we take up this work. So what we found, why the Balsaminaceae work in India was not successful, particularly in the Himalayas, because people only collect the specimen and they don't dissect the plants in field. So we started dissecting them all in the field. You can see here we have sowing. So we have initiated those things, and like that we found a lot of misidentification, these thing, that thing. You see, this is the infundibularis. This is my student Norbu has, and Surajji has got it in Mirik area and in some parts of Darjeeling. Surajji has reported from Sovereign in Mirik, who is, while we are doing the assessment for the IUCN red listing, we have considered his view also. So you see, this is the plant specimen and this is the real plant. So can you really go and correlate it that this dry specimen can be so beautiful plant? And this was the mistake. And people were not taking care while they were collecting on field the live specimen. And repeatedly people were making mistake, and people almost thought that this plant is extinct. Actually, these plants are common, maybe not very common, but it's still there. And because we are not taking the study in a very deep, holistic way, that's why we are unable to go to the details of every species. So same thing for this Lexiflora. This is not Lexiflora. This is your Falcifera. This is the specimen in Royal Botanic Garden Kew, and this is a type specimen. And you see the plant is so beautiful. So we decided whatever we will be doing in this genus, we have to do in field. Whenever we are encountering a plant, we at the spot sitting will dissect and do everything. Because if you will not do in the field, what happened? This specimen, when we brought to our laboratory or to the site where we stay, then all the leaves and on the flowers we get wilted. And because of that, the character got lost. And because of that, the taxonomists cannot justify the correct and the actual one thing. So this is the thing for the many of the plant species, and the university professors, college teachers, you people have the highest responsibility in teaching the students about all these things. If you will be not teaching them, they will be in a wrong path. They will be not able to do justice in their research and whatever they will be doing in professional career or something like that. So the same story is repeating. So this is the time then Saurav and myself has initiated these things, and while doing all these things, you can see how we have slowly start resolving the problems. This is Strepelifolia, 150 years. People thought that this is a plant from Mismi Valley, but it has got lost and it has got extinct. But when we reached to the Dalai Valley, then we found and we brought it out. The same thing like this, we brought it out, everything. So in this whole journey of balsaminaceae, I wanted to thank these people, particularly Saurav. I have told Odysseus Adamski from Poland, he has helped me extensively. Sengyang Yu from China, Magnus Litten from Uppsala, Wilson and also my colleague Rasingam, Kartigeon, this Dr. Gitamoni, Norbu Serpa, my student, Godakot, Haris, Nipemo, Audio, Chayaderi, BBD Tham. These were the people who really contributed in understanding the genus in Northeast India. And not only a lot of things has come from abroad also, particularly this literature and specimen details and everything. Without their help, I would not have succeeded. So this is the giant Himalayan balsam, that the Impatiens sulcata. This is one of the very important plant in this area. This is that your Articifolia. This is Cytula. So when we have taken up all these things, so particularly for the students, particularly for the BSc student, MSc student, and people who has to take up the research, you never think that while doing plant taxonomy, and if you want to do something in your research and your career, it is nowhere that luxury and something like that. You have to live luxury somewhere, then only you have to come. See, it is we just got some accommodation in the one family of Misimi person in the Misimi Valley, and we are cooking in their kitchen, something like that. And for weeks we stayed with them and we did all this exploration work. So this is after Saurav, Norbu had joined me. This is Norbu, and this is the first day that I met Norbu in Darjeeling. So I just went there and I told him that you come and join my team, because when he was in BSc, that time only he has written a paper with me in 2015 about one species, that is Ansipetla. So he joined BSI and now he became a permanent staff of Botanical Survey of India. And during our this exploration somewhere in Sikkim, and this is Adamski, who really extensively helped while doing and achieving all these activities. So now you see how these things are so important, and how if you will not be very serious and dedicated, then you will lose something. See, this is Steenantha plant, and this plant is also somewhat similar kind. And we encountered, and we have seen that in all the herbaceous it has been identified as Steenantha, but people did not check very thoroughly the characters. Seeing the superficial identity, it has been kept as Steenantha, and that's why many people collected this plant, but they could not ascertain it is a new species. So like that, everybody have to go very detailed, and it turned to be a new species. This is the Lohitensis, Gogoi and Bora. Saurav and myself was published in Taiwan. So like this, you see, the Britishers has done, although they have not done what I have told in the field, they also did. But all the Indians, after the British left, our people have not done all these things. So like this, how this characterization we used to do. In the field itself, we do all the photography here, you keeping a scale side by all these things in the black background. If it is a black background, that all characters to be remain intact, and it is easy after translation for the Photoshop plate. So you see, after dissection, I am keeping all these things like this in a A4 size, 4-folded. There we have pasted all these things. So like this, ultimately, finally, it will come, and we have kept these things scanned, keeping a scale here that is for the easy reference. Okay, this is the characterization plate for the impatiens. So you see, this is the flower, and these all the things are very complicated. So these are all the leaves and everything also we have documented while in the field itself. Otherwise, these characters also will be loose. You can see this Marini immediately you can identify. You can very easily identify seeing this leaf in the field itself. So this is all the flowers we have taken there. That's why we have translated while we are writing the book. So these are all these you can see lateral sepals. These are the dorsal petal. So these are the united lateral these things. Then this is your capsules, because here from also you very easily can distinguish the sections, and you can go easily. You can delimit. Suppose if it is this type of capsule, then there will be only 8 or 10 species. So therefrom only you have to delimit the other species, and this identification is very easy. So while doing all these things, so I do not want it to more on discussion. We have resolved some of the things. So here one very important international where I never gone, and in my life also will not go. So we have changed in name, which was described from Madagascar. That was actually named after. We have named after Kanchi Natarajan Gandhi, who is a very famous nomenclature taxonomist in the University of Harvard, an Indian origin, and we named this plant after him. This is a plant found in Madagascar. So this is what I have already shown, that the Lohitensis, which is very close to Steinantha, but after all this minute dissection and all those things, we confirmed that this is a new species. That my friend, in the name of Adamski also, we got a plant from this Myodia from the Dibang Valley. So we named these things also after Odysseus Adamski from Poland, because he tirelessly has helped me. So this is Elbow Pitla. This is also a new species. These are our major achievements. So this is Impatiens asohi. This is we named after our present director Asiho Asosi Mao. So because he has immensely helped achieving all these things during our project time. So this is the Dalai Valley. This plant we got from there, and we named after the valley, after the area. It is for the dedication of the geographical land and for the people. So this is the Dibangensis. This is in the name of the valley of Dibang. So this is Pseudo Levigata. This is Pseudo Levigata because there was a species called Levigata. When we have very minutely examined and we have seen, then we have found that this plant is much different from the Levigata. So this is the Pseudo Levigata. This is my friend BBD Tham is there. He is one of my collaborator. And this is what is called man from this Kameng Valley. So he only has taken us to a place where I have discovered another species, that is one banana, that is I named after my mother, Musa Puspanjali. So this is the Rugoso Petla. This is another species we have discovered. So this is the Siangensis. This is we named after the valley Siang and the river. So this is Pathokiana. Saurav and myself, while going to Dalai Valley, we got this species, and this is we named after one of our very close friend, Mithilesh Pathok, who suddenly died in 2009 in cardiac arrest. So this is the Tatoensis. This is from Tato in Siang Valley. So this is another species we named after our ex-director Paramjit Singh. So Impatiens Paramjitiana. So because he is the man who really funded my project on logistic and everything he has given. Then this is Gironiana in the name of the Giro Valley in Arunachal Pradesh. So this is the Arunachalensis. This is actually, this plant actually not discovered by me, but this is by the Horis and this M. Sabu team from Calicut University. So when they have made collaboration with me, and jointly we have published. So this is the Pseudocytrina. This is we got first, but later again Sabu group got. So they collaborated with us, and we have published in Phytotexa. This is a very unique species. So this is the Idumismensis. It is we named for the people of Idumismi in Arunachal Pradesh. This is for the Anjavensis. This is the Kamarupana. This is Pseudolongipes. And this is Dorji Khandu. This plant has been discovered by Krishna Chawlu, one scientist of Botanical Survey of India, Arunachal Pradesh. And she told that she wanted to name it after their ex-chief minister who died in a helicopter crash in Tawang area. So we have done it, and we have named it after Impatiens Dorji Khandu. So this is a species I named after my PhD guide Sachin Bothakur. This is Impatiens Sachin Bothakuri. This is recent Han 2021. We got it in from Sikkim. This is Bactangiensis. And along with this all taxonomic thing, we have done some red list assessment also. So we have already able to upload some 9 assessment in red list of IUCN. So within that, these are some of the species red list I just wanted to show. This is global. This is already we have done that Puspanjali banana, which has been named after my mother, Puspanjali Gogoi. Then this is Musa Argentine, Marcus banana. We have done the Lohit Valley balsam. We have done. So while all doing all these things, a lot of this media coverage also we have received. Whenever we have done all these things, then immediately it came in the media, and this is particularly this the Hindu group was very keen focusing all this activity, research activities, and our success stories. So they have done it. Then NDTV also, Assam Tribune, then Sikkim Chronicle, and all these people have given the huge media covers for our success. And finally, in 2018, we have come out with the balsams of Eastern Himalaya, which depicts there 86 species from here. Initially, that was only 32. The 32 species, after our study, it gone to 86 species. And so this is the book has brought out by Botanical Survey of India. So these are my this co-author Saurabh, then Dr. S.S. Das from our publication section, and our ex-director Paramjit Singh. So simultaneously in 2001, my student Norbu Sherpa and myself, we have brought out another book for Sikkim and Darjeeling, that is about 45 species. So this is Norbu and myself standing somewhere in Hanumantok, somewhere in the snowfall area. So this is the book. It has been brought in collaboration with our another friend, Dr. Samuel Rai, the directors in Kona. 2021, it has come as a book. So just recently, my student Norbu and his team, they have brought out one species in the name of myself. They have designated this species name in the name of mine, the impatiens Rajib Gogoi. So that has been, they have published in AnyBio. So this is that the people who has really helped achieving all these things in this project. That is Paramjit Singh, I told my ex-director, my present director Asiu Mao, my ex-boss P.V. Narasimhan, Odysseus Adamski from Poland, SXU from China, Kanchi Natarajan Gandhi from Harvard, then David Beaufort from Harvard, then David Allen from Cambridge, UK. So these are the people who really has helped. Otherwise, this would not have been happening. So now, I told already out of the 7 this mega projects, I will be telling about the 3 projects. So I will go for the next. This is the Flora of Sikkim, the most diverse flora of India. 2019, I joined Sikkim Botanical Survey of India. And that time myself been assigned, and from my directorate told that BSI is working in Sikkim for last 40 years, but the flora of Sikkim has not been brought out. So we need to bring it out, and in a war footing, within least time, least money, you have to bring out this flora. And I tried to do my level best with Norbu, then one Sundar Rai, who was our ex staff. I brought them, and tirelessly you have started working. So I already told them Northeast India, all these things. So this is Eastern Himalaya, Sikkim is this, Bhutan and Arunachal Pradesh. So this is that map of Sikkim. So these are the actually habitat diversity. Here you see this is the behind the Menam Wildlife Sanctuary. This is the Pangolaka. This is the Barse. This is some of the subalpine area in Arunachal, Sikkim. This is the Juluk area. This is again Juluk area. This is in Yumthang and this Singba Rhododendron Sanctuary. This is Singba Rhododendron Sanctuary. So this is the Chokta Valley. This is the marsh deer what I encountered in this Juluk area. I have taken a picture of it very closely. These are the subalpine regions. This is in the Darjeeling part, and some parts of these things where the British brought these cryptomerias and been introduced. So this is already I have shown, I have told, these are the some high altitude these things. Then you see in that snow when it is in winter, these are the scenario here in these things. Then again Dalton Hooker and Thomas Thompson. So this is the first thing that which brought Sikkim to the global limelight. That is the discovery of the 32 rhododendrons from this area. And in that 1849 publications, that rhododendrons of Sikkim and Himalaya. People earlier thought that rose and tulip and these are the daffodils are the most beautiful plant in the world. But when in 1848, Joseph Dalton Hooker sent all these pictures from these line illustrated pictures, and this was been again painted in cube. So people came to know that in Sikkim or in Asia or in India, the most beautiful plants are survived. So these are the some of the original paintings. So this is again 1862. Thomas Anderson has started the cultivation of cinchona with the initiation of the British government. So this has happened. Then again the orchid work also initiated here in Sikkim. These are the story of Sikkim biodiversity and Sikkim floristic studies. So these are another many people have worked here. Cooper, then Romo, Ribu, all these people have worked and contributed. Then after initiation work from Sikkim only, the flora of British India has been initiated by Joseph Dalton Hooker. So again, I wanted to show Hiroshi Harai and Gray Wilson. Then some of the local people from here, the son of the soil, also has contributed for understanding the flora of Sikkim. That UC Pradhan, then Estila Chungpa, then KC Pradhan, and those people, they have brought out very beautiful publications also. Then in from Botanical Survey of India, other institute also, a lot of people have contributed. Our ex-director P. Singh, Dr. S.S. Das, DMIT, all these people have also immensely contributed better understanding of the flora of Sikkim. And when in 1979 Botanical Survey of India initiated here, this is my office, and after, with the leadership of P.K. Hajra, he started this office here, and therefrom the floristic study has been gain more and more momentum. So these our people have jumped all over Sikkim, Darjeeling and all those places for collections, and among them 2 people have really contributed extensively. One is the Mr. Sundar Rai and another one is Mr. Subhas Pradhan. Actually, Sundar Rai has contributed more immensely for better understanding collection of more than 15,000 specimens. Subhas also has done, and these people have enriched our regional herbaria. And within this process, some of the publications, very important publications, has been published from this area. The macrolichens of Sikkim brought by the G.P. Sinha. Then Sorejong Loksam, a son of the soil, has brought out the that after British, the orchids of Sikkim and these things. So this is also very contribution. My earlier predecessor, Dr. Kanad Das, has brought out the mushrooms of Sikkim. Then my earlier predecessor, that B.S. Kolia, brought out the ferns and fern lilies of Sikkim, all these things. Then this is the how our people have jumped. We also have, after 2019 when I joined, so we have speed up the work and going all nook and corner of Sikkim. So you can see here myself, my student Norbu, and other people also have jumped, and we have gone to all the places. Then only we have gone to this the high altitude areas, low altitude areas, medium altitude areas. All these things we have brought out all the collections. So this like that. What are the major important resources of these areas? That are rhododendrons, the balsams, the corydales, that hypericums, the juncaceae, the bamboos, the primulas, impatiens, the orchids, that esters, begonias, gentianis, rosaceae, that apiaceae, all we have given total importance, and we try to bring out a very important publications, not only for India, to the global stage. And taking that view, we finally reached to our success or to the target. So these are the things that how we have taken up the work. So during this study, we have seen that there is major habitat loss is there, unscientific explorations are there, ignorance is there, then lack of value addition to the biological wealth is there, proper lack of implementation of conservation law is there, global warming also is impacting, loss of biodiversity and all these things. So we recommended all these things in our publications, that how we can make our biodiversity more of what is called towards the sustainable use, and that can be as a resource for utilizing them in economic generation, in tourism and other sectors, and for making the climate better. So like that, the conservation strategies, all these things we have recommended. So finally in 2021, see, in between there was a very major devastation because of the corona. In 2019 when we started the work, in 2020 March this corona came, and that time also, because our field work has been almost completed within that time, so slowly we started writing the flora, and we have come to a conclusion last part of middle part of 2020, and we have decided to dedicate this book for the people of Sikkim. So this is because this is Rhododendron niveum, the state tree of Sikkim, and we have decided to dedicate this thought. And finally this book has come like this. And fortunately the government of Sikkim, particularly the forest department, has come forward that whatever the report has, we have brought it out. They agreed to publish it, because that will be the document for the state and the document for their people. So this is the final document. It has come with my all these colleagues, and this is JICA, Japan funded the project in Sikkim. They have come forward to publish. So this is total 5,068 we have documented, photographs of 1,350 species we have put. So this is the total statistics. I will not go very details of all these things. These are the endemic plants and then these plants we have found. And in 2021 7 July, this 7 July, actually this July 7 in Sikkim is a very important day. This is a day where the government of Sikkim and the people of Sikkim celebrate the 7 minutes for Mother Earth. This is 777. in that 7 minutes, all the vehicle will be stopped in the street of Sikkim, and there always has to celebrate a program. And in that 7 July 2021, our Honorable Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamangji has released our book. This is a very important day in my life also, because this is the day when this book has been dedicated to the people of Sikkim, and that has been given and became public. So immediately at the same time, it again got media coverage, like the Hindu next day only has given in the top headlines that Sikkim blossom stayed home to 27% of the Indian flowering plants. It is very important and significant because Sikkim is less than 1% of India's geography, but India harbor 27% of the Indian flowering plants. And if you talk about the Himalayan context, Sikkim harbor more than 48% of the Himalayan plants. So that's why you can see, although geography is small, but we are contributing so huge for this whole country, or for in the global perspective. So again, Sikkim Chronicle and all those things, and in the Sikkim Express and even Government of India, all these things, they took it very important way, and this everything got the publicity in a very large scale. So this is how my team has achieved for this another milestone and something a very extraordinary achievement. So now, very recently, we have achieved another thing, that is the rhododendrons of Sikkim and Darjeeling Himalaya taxonomy and conservation. Another project we have initiated, and we have successfully completed, and we have brought out the book also. And this is also a very, I think, means like globally is been accepted and people are appreciating. So this is why we have started these things. When I came and joined, and I have seen, actually, initially this project, for this, I had an opportunity to work in 2009 when I was in Shillong. From Shillong office, I got an opportunity to work for this project, and I came and visit some of the places in Sikkim. When 2009, again, I had the opportunity to join this office, I found that this year is going to be 175 years of Joseph Dalton Hooker's visit to Sikkim. And Joseph Dalton Hooker only has made Indian biodiversity to the global stage. And because of him only, not only the India, but world has got something so unique that we need to document biodiversity, because these are very important component of our mankind or society or community or something like that. Without this, we cannot achieve anything in our life, or societally, economically, or anything. Like that, we thought we need to make such a important publications which will be commemoration of his visit, and at the same time we will be trying to popularize the subject among masses and community, that people will be interested to come forward for the conservation of these resources. So we have taken up the work, and you see, in 1848 to 1851, this rhododendron work has been first brought to the global forum by this young man who is only 24 years old. And these are his original paintings, because that time the camera was not there. So these are the original paintings you can see. And because of this, I already told that people was thinking earlier rose, tulip, daffodil, and those were the most beautiful plants, but not. After seeing these things, the Western world realized the most beautiful plants are there in Asia. I mean, in India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Myanmar, all these are the places that these plants harbor. So to take up after Joseph Dalton Hooker, two sons of the soil, this is U.C. Pradhan and S.T. Lachungpa, has brought out the Sikkim Himalayan rhododendron. With their limited effort and limited technology, they have really brought out a very interesting document like this, and they have recorded and discovered one species, that Rhododendron sikkimensis. So later on, this Bhutan team, this Bhutan flora was done by the Edinburgh people, and this is Dizzy Long, and his team also has come here, and they have this botanized, and they also has tried to contribute it. So they also did, that is very good work, but that is still something was lacking somewhere, like that we felt. Same thing that another son of the soil, K.C. Pradhan, also brought out on the rhododendrons of Sikkim. So this another people, A.R.K. Sastry and P.K. Hazra from Botanical Survey of India, they also have brought out the rhododendrons of India, where they have included some of the photographs and something like that on the basis of historical collections in these books. Then Devojiti Bhattacharya and Sanjapa has brought out, and 28 species, one subspecies, 3 varieties they have included in their book from Sikkim and Darjeeling. So, but this is the most important book that published ever after Joseph Dalton Hooker, Rhododendrons of Northeast India, by our present director, ex-director, and my present colleague, Dr. S.S. Das. And they have tried to do little bit justice, but because of the limited resource, they were unable to show every species that illustrative way with all the details, landscape, other economic aspects, the tourism aspect, conservation aspect, all those things. So taking my knowledge and all this, what is the capital I received in 2008, a part of a project which was leading by my present director A.M. Mao. So this is 2008. I came with him, with these local people who help us. It is in Yome Samdong area. This is my present director. This was my ex-boss T.M. Haniota, who died in 2019, unfortunately. And my present director, Dr. Mao, is clicking this Medeni photograph here in Chungthang. That is the type locality where from Hooker described. So I and Norbu and my present director decided we should go for another publication, which will be, it is not of an Indian standard, but of a global standard. So we jumped to the field and started doing. And in this time, Forest Department, Government of Sikkim has given a lot of logistics. They have helped us. We are very thankful in this endeavor. So we have documented, we have made all the videos of all the species and everything. That also we are going to release a documentary. So this is the forest team, my student Norbu, all doing this dissection and all these things. So actually we brought about 16, 17 species of rhododendrons to our campus. We have planted, these are the plants which is flowering. This is more important, because conservation is more important. So that's why everybody, whenever taking some initiation with taxonomic study, conservation should be must. And we should aware people that what should not be done and what should be done for make the species survival and their sustainability. That is the most important thing. So like that, we have in this book, we decided to highlight and focus the landscape where this species used to be found. Like this, all this is the conservation. So this is our present Dr. A. Mao. He's planting this Formosan. So like this is some of the conservation work we had taken up. So these are the landscape and all those things. These are the success story of some conservation. So this is that how we have gone and we have taken up all the economic utilization and how people can get benefit out of these resources. All these things also we have gone very, very details. And you see how these plants and how these resources are ecologically important, how they are important for other plants, for maintaining the total physiognomy of the ecosystem, and for the other insects, other animals and everything. We try to focus all these things. And like this, we have done that. We did much focus on identification of the species, not only basis of reproductive, but on the basis of some of the vegetative characters also like this. But just seeing the shoots coming up, can you identify the species, like the bark character, all this peeling of barks, all these things like that. Every details, as I have shown in balsams also, here also the same approach we have taken up. This the leaf, the flowers. So like that, every species we have designated their habitat, trunk, flowers, then all the dissected part of the reproductive parts and flowers. And my student Norbu has brought out the seed morphology also. At least something will be giving additional information in identification of the plants. So this is that in a very holistic, depth manner. We have tried to do all these things. And this thing like this, what is the history with the species also we have given like this. Fritz only has illustrated this, the line illustration, what Hooker has sent from Sikkim to London. He has illustrated it to color. Then like this is Falconeri, in the name of that Hugo Falconer we have given. This is William Hooker, Hooker's father. So this is Hugo Falconer's name. This plant has been all the details of the history like that. And associated plants also we have included. Suppose one plant is flowering nearby, what are the plants will be there, like that, all details we have included. And then plants named after whom, that person also has been depicted there. Like this is Bailey. It is in the name of F.M. Bailey, because he was a military officer leading team from India to Tibet exploration, all these things. That's why Balfour has named this plant after him. So like that, all the illustrations we have made in a very fantastic way. So this is that there should not be a little, means like that 1% doubt also for a common man, not for the botanist. We are not doing anything for the botanist. We are doing for the common general public, that our work will immensely help the common people, common public in identification, in conservation, and in protection, and getting benefit out of these resources for larger benefit of the society and other way. So this everything has been taken care of here. So you can see all these things like this. And finally, while doing all these things, we got one plant, one natural hybrid we decided, and this has been named after our very beloved Sundarji. I already spoke that 2% has immensely contributed for collection of the plants in Sikkim, Himalaya. And that plant, this is the plant we named after our technical staff who already retired and who was a part with me for the flora of Sikkim. We have named after him, that is the rhododendron Sundarayanam. His name is Sundar Rai. That's why we named this plant after Sundar Rai. So this is Norgu and myself has done, and this is a natural hybrid. That's why X used to be there. So finally, the book has been published like this. This is the 45 taxa, 36 species, 1 subspecies, like natural hybrids from Sikkim and Darjeeling. And in 14th February this year, 2023, our Honorable Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Mr. Bhupendraji, has released in an international seminar at Kolkata. So this is here standing our President Director, Dr. Mao, our Honorable Minister, our Joint Secretary to the Ministry, then Director Jedesai, and in a very grand program, this book has been released in National Library, Kolkata. So again, we got that media coverage in almost many places, like that Hindu has coverage, because Hindu always give scientific news very important way. Then Nirmal Monger from Sikkim Chronicle has took me to the studio in Sikkim Chronicle and Sikkim Express, and all these things happen. So this is an opportunity, and I just wanted to thank Gorgaon College for giving me opportunity to share my share of this success within you, the students, teachers, and the audience from India and abroad. Thank you very much.
We are things plant diversity of India, the herbarium specimen, how to correlate the dried specimen with the live plant, the newly identified plant species, and the importance of plant identification. We are enlightened and very much encouraged to see you and your group working such important works. This will surely help our students to develop interest in this particular area. Thank you again. Now the session is open for discussion.
Rajib,
Yes.
we have some queries
Yeah,
from
yeah.
students and from us also. So
Yes.
one query is from Shamal Burwa.
Right.
Sorry for speaking up in the middle, sir. Where can we get the pictorial book you have written?
So these all are already in the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
You just communicate to me. Okay.
okay. Yes.
Anybody is interested? Just yeah.
Yeah. Second question. 1 minute. Sorry for in.
Hello.
Rajita, one more question, sir. There.
Yeah.
Yeah. So besides the taxonomic study, did you go for phytochemical or pollen study? This question is from Sandeepa Agarwala.
Yeah, actually, this you see, Botanical Survey of India has a special division for phytochemistry. Okay, and Dr. Tapansil is he's my almost like he's my brother. Like he is taking care of all those things. And this year means like that. I think next month only, we are going to release the book that phytochemical analysis for 150 books, 50 plants from Northeast India. And in that, I am not the author or something like that. By some of my contributions are there, and that work is still going on. We are going to release first phase. This is 100 and I think 30 species. Those are mainly the all edible plants of Northeast India. So if anybody is interested for that book, please contact me and we will give that. That is a very detailed book. That is the Dr. Tapansil is authoring that. And that is the plants has been collected from all parts of Northeast India, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and all those places, Meghalaya. And their detail has been given. So that will be very useful for all sections.
One more question from Pranati. Sir, in botanical explorations and taxonomical studies, according to me, there are a few female scientists as comparison to the male scientists. Is it because the work is very challenging? If so, what would you like to say or encourage the young female taxonomists to overcome these challenges?
See, this is a very personal thing. Just recently, last year, we were carrying out one work. That is, we got an environmental impact assessment for a road to be made by national, this is NSIDCL, and that is for the Indian military, and that is an alternative road going to the border. And that road area was, which we got for this EIA, was very tough because it is going from low area to the very high areas. And sometimes when my students went there, that was snowing and they had to go deep gorges, then again they have to come up. So one my student was there, this is just I forgot. So see what happened. I was thinking initially that it will be very difficult task for her because how she will go all those places. So but what happened, they did it so fantastically. Even sometimes I was scared how they will go, and if something will happen, this will create really problem. So it depends on the person to person. So I'll tell here, one of our student was there who is a scientist in NIST Jorhat, Dipanita Banik. So Dipanita was also like that. She always used to go alone and deep jungles, and even while going to Dalai Valley, she got lost for 2-3 days. Then our department has to launch a police inquiry or something like that, go and where she has gone, because she has gone so deep, something like that, in search of all these agapetes and something like that. That's why it happened. So it depends. Some girls want to work and take this type of challenges. They are doing very good. Some people, they do not want to do this kind of field. They do not want to choose. That is the thing only. It is, but I request that girls also should come forward and should do something extraordinary.
One more question, sir. How are the illustrations are done? This is question from a Bibhuti Buragan. He is a student of postgraduate student.
Yeah. This is
D4 campus.
This is important. This is technical question.
Yeah.
See, I have shown the characterization in the field. So all the parts we used to take the photography there itself, keeping a scale side by, and then all the dissection parts also I told that we pasted in a paper with a fabrical gum or something like that. Then we take it back. So when we come to the laboratory, then we do all these things slowly. This using the Photoshop software, we have to cut all these characters, whatever that petals, leaf or something like that, and we have to paste them in the black background or white background or any background, whatever you want to choose there. And that scale what we have put there, not that reference has to be same, exactly same. There not a single micron also should not be changed actually. Then if it will be changed, then it will give a wrong information. Okay. So if somebody want to try and learn all those things, we can give some session. You just contact if anybody is interested, some university, some college teachers, the PhD students. Then one day we can arrange one program, and that whole day we can show all, like the 2-3 days we can show all those things. And I think this year we are going to organize one program in the month of January or February. Dr. Kanchi Natarajan Gandhi, about whom I have already told that he is from Harvard, he will be coming to my office, and he will be giving training for 1 week.
Okay.
So I wanted that some students from our places also should at least join here.
Okay, I will contact you regarding this.
Yeah.
Just forward me the information.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Pimbili Lanta, she is my colleague from Department of Zoology.
Yes.
Regarding the upcoming book on the phytochemical analysis, will it include all the procedures?
Yeah,
and
all methodologies also. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more question. So the La Dorcha Sherpa.
Yeah.
So as a citizen scientist, when I help a student directly or indirectly, their supervisor collecting students' data unethically here in Nepal, what scenario and there and what is this scenario in India? This is a
Actually, this is not only the case in India or Nepal or somewhere like that. Some people are like that. It depends on the person's attitude. If the person is good, he will never take data easily or cheat people. Here I have not mentioned. Last year also one issue was there. Maybe a college teachers from Assam with a scientist from my department, they have done such type of unethical activities. And I had to write a 31-page paper in Poland, in a journal from Poland, countering all these things. And these are some unethical, and this they have even did a lot of plagiarism. So these are happening. This depends on the person's attitude. If you are a bad person, even you know that these are not good, you will follow. If the person is good, then he will never do all these things. And what is the most important thing, particularly for the students and researchers and other people, if a small help also you are getting while doing research, whether he is a learned person or non-learned person, he is a villagers or community level person, whatever it is, you should acknowledge his due, because these are intellectual property. And if you are violating those, then something like that, the plagiarism tag will come to you, or something will happen. So this is very important. Nowadays, everything is very transparent. So no one should do all this thing. Yeah.
I have one more question. Don't you think that the Flora of Assam, written by Kanji Lal Das and et al., it has to be rewritten?
Yeah, it is to be. It is to be. Yeah.
So what initiative is BSI taking in this regard?
This Assam comes under the Sikkim BSI, the Botanical Survey of India, Sikkim. Okay. So I think they may be taking care of all these things.
Thank you very much. So Sangeeta, it's over to you.
Am I audible?
Now I would like to request. Hello.
1 minute, Sangeeta. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, Devanjal Bora, carry on.
Thank you, Rajib Da, for the inspiring lecture.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have shown different slides which are very inspiring for the students, but I would like to have a request for you that you just inspire the students to take specialization in taxonomy after completing the BSc. Actually, all are very confused while choosing the specialization during the MSc course.
Yeah.
Even we were also confused at that time.
But you were confused, but now you are a scientist in Ayurveda.
No, I'm actually this is a seminar specially for the students of Gurgaon College, undergraduate students. So kindly put some light on the inspiring stories of specialization in taxonomy. Why should they take this as a specialized paper? Thank you.
Yeah, actually, this is a subject where all this kind of adventure and all these things are there. And at the same time, I tell you, taxonomists are the first people in whole field of botany or zoology. If anybody has to work with any subject, they definitely have to consult a taxonomist first. Because if your species will be not identified, your all the things will be not good. What is happening now? People are nowadays very interested for molecular biology, phytochemistry, or something like that. I'll give an example of phytochemistry. It is in my daily day-to-day routine, lot of incidents I have seen that one student was working with a plant or two plants about the phytochemical analysis, nutraceutical analysis, the antioxidant properties. But unfortunately, they have, from the beginning, they have identified the plant wrongly. And finally, what happened? Nowadays, it is mandatory in all international good journals. If you have to publish a paper, you have to get an authentication certificate. And Botanical Survey of India is the first organization who used to issue the authentication certificate and internationally accepted that. So when that student was working with two plants and they wrongly identified and did majority of the work, and even their synopsis wrongly the names has gone. And finally, when they got the authentication certificate with the name of the other plant, then how much complications will be there for that student, you can realize. Because there, from the synopsis to the thesis, everything has to be changed. And this is the lack of taxonomic knowledge and the lackadaisical attitude of some of the university teachers in the departments towards plant taxonomy. Because plant taxonomy, they consider that this is a subject of dry leaves, dry stem, something like that. It is not like that. It is the foundation of that particular the life science. And if you
also, it's a backbone of the plant text.
Yeah, yes. This is
the backbone. You cannot ignore taxonomy at all.
Yeah, if you will be neglecting this part, the building will collapse. Because your foundation was, you have not put the proper steel, the cement, all those things. No, ultimately, what is the meaning of all these things? So that's why I don't say that all the students should go to plant taxonomy. Okay. So the students who really wanted this field tour, going to the jungle, all the students may not like all these things, and we need very good, brilliant student in the field of phytochemistry, molecular biology, biotechnology, ecology, and ecology also equally very important subject. But what is happening? I am seeing the ecology. What is happening? If you go for the, suppose the basic fundamental, this what is called density assessment and all those things, there also you have to have the proper taxonomic knowledge. Then only you can actually able to analyze the ecological status of that particular area. If you do not know the species, sometimes many times what happens, the species do not occur in that area, and seeing the common name they just put, and this is a very wrong practice. So that's why taxonomy is one of the very important subject, and I feel still there is enough scope for jobs and all those things in plant taxonomy, because company like Patanjali also need a lot of taxonomies like this Dabur, all these things, and ecological impact assessment, and all these things are, without taxonomy you cannot work properly. So this is the thing. So that students should think. This is also, it is not like that all the students should go for taxonomy, but because one very important thing, অসমৰ গড়গাঁও কলেজৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালীবিলাকৰ কাৰণে এটা মই ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট কথা ক'ব খুজিছো। মোৰ ঘৰ মৰাণত, গড়গাঁও একেবাৰে ওচৰতে, ঠিক আছে। তো মই মৰাণত মোৰ ঘৰ, আৰু মই ডিব্ৰুগড় কানৈ কলেজত পঢ়িছিলো। তাৰ পৰাই মই ডিব্ৰুগড় কানৈ কলেজতে মোৰ বেসিক ফান্ডামেন্টাল টেক্সনমিটো আটাইতকৈ ভাল হৈছে। কেলে ভাল হৈছে মই কম শুনা। তাতে এজন ডক্টৰ দিলীপ ভূঞা, মনোহৰী দেৱী কানৈ কলেজৰ প্ৰিন্সিপাল আছিলে, তেওঁ মোক প্ৰথম টেক্সনমি পঢ়াইছিলে, আৰু ছাৰে আমাক মেয়লৈ লৈ গৈছিলে, অৰুণাচললৈ লৈ গৈছিলে। আৰু অৰুণাচলত যোৱাৰ সময়ত মই ভাবিলো যে এইটো কি সাবজেক্ট, এইটোৱে পঢ়িব লাগিব, এইটো বৰ ভাল লাগে। ছাৰে মানে ইমান গছৰ কথা কৈ থাকে, ছাৰে ফটকে কৈ দিয়ে এইডাল আমুক, এইডাল তামুক। আৰু আটাইতকৈ ইণ্টাৰেষ্টিং কথা কি হ'ল, মোৰ দেউতাই তাৰ মানে সৰুৰ পৰা মোক কৈছিলে যে হলক কাঠ ভাল, এইটো চপা কাঠ ভাল, এই মানে তিতা চপাত মানে বাৰ্নিছটো খুব ভাল হয়। এই যে আমাৰ যে জেনেৰেল সাধাৰণ ঘৰৰ পৰাই যে কিছুমান কথা কনসেপ্ট আৰম্ভ হয়, that is a taxonomy. সেইকাৰণে ষ্টুডেন্ট বিলাকে কথাটো তেনেকে ধৰণে খুব ইজিলি ল'ব লাগে আৰু কনসেন্ট্ৰেশন আৰু যিখিনি কৰা যায় সেইখিনি খুব সিৰিয়াসলি কৰিব লাগে. That is the main important thing. আৰু মোৰ তোমালোকৰ যদি কেতিয়াবা কিবা কথা যদি জানিবলগীয়া হয় আৰু বটানিকেল সাৰ্ভেৰ পৰা যদি কিবা any kind of help যদি লাগে, please contact me. তোমালোকৰ ডিম্বেশ্বৰ ছাৰ লগত ফোন নম্বৰ মোৰ আছে, মেইল আইডি লৈ ল'বা আৰু কি বুলি কয় দিবাঞ্জল মোৰ জুনিয়ৰ যদিও মই যেতিয়া ওলাইছো তাৰ পিছত তাহাতে গতিকে I will be always there with you all. Anybody from our counterparts Nepal people want to ask us say something, I will be very happy to hear. Surajji.
Namaste, how are you?
I am very happy that you people have joined.
Yeah, I am listening. Great, yeah.
Yeah, I will introduce Sorojji was the ex-commercial director of Nepal Airlines. And he is an amateur botanist. And one plant that is Thunbergia casajuana is named after him. That species has been named by world's most prominent expert on acanthaceae, J.R.I. Wood from Oxford University.
Yeah. Thank you
for joining.
for highlighting me.
Ramro lagyo Taju.
Ekdam bahut badhiya. Best, Ramro.
Thank you.
And so is a session is over, no?
Yeah, this is a discussion only.
Yeah.
So
Very good, yeah. Very new informations.
actually this is a college from my place only. This college is from my place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Assam, no?
Assam, yes. Not only Assam. It is my native area only. This is undivided.
Very good, yeah. There's so many new species we have discovered, no? Impatiens, especially impatiens, yeah. That's very good, no?
I will tell regarding this also.
Huh?
No, I will tell the students and this forum also regarding this, because I got no one interested to work.
Oh.
Everybody was thinking that I will be doing with different group, because this group is not easy. This is difficult, and this is if you have to do here, you have to go some very remote areas in Arunachal and other places where people have not gone, and that's why I am lucky that this Britishers has not gone there before my arrival to those places. Otherwise, all spaces would have been in their name.
Even Nepal, they have covered a lot of places.
Yeah.
But there are so many places they have not covered, no?
Yeah. Yes.
Remote areas.
Yes.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Very far west, far east, they haven't covered.
Yes.
So it went very good, yeah. And so you must be hungry now. You must be hungry.
No, it's okay.
Lecturing for such a long time, almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
What you decided for this thing, RBG?
Acha, one question.
Yeah.
This one Pranoti has asked one question here. When a person work on the flora of particular region, how can we consider that work to be successful one? It is a higher number of species found, new species, new record, or any other aspect. Absolutely not these aspects. First thing is the fundamental duty of a scientist or a taxonomist or a botanist. If there is 100 number of species, you have to brought out that 100 number. If not 100 also, 95 or something like that. Whatever you can bring out the truth.
Yeah.
If it is some new species to be found, well and good. You need not to be discertain you are not getting new species. But that whatever the 100 species is there, their documentation has to be perfect. If suppose it is in Gurgaon, if we will be taking up the flora of Gurgaon, in that jurisdiction of Gurgaon geographical area, whatever the plants are there, we have to document them all. Out of this all different parameters of characterization has to be followed. Like this, I just tell you, how many plants are trees, how many plants are herbs, how many are shrubs, how many are lianas. Then out of these, how many are wild edible plants, how many the plants are medicinal plants, how are the timber yielding plants, and these 100 species, how to identify the each species very thoroughly. Whatever you are doing, our honorable Prime Minister nowadays is telling the science should not be for the intellectuals or for the scientists, the person who know educated people. It is not for them. It is for the commoners, common people.
Yeah.
It is that everybody should be benefited out of your work. That's why in Assam, one book is too famous. That is the book of Mr. Gunaram Khonikar. Because Gunaram Khonikar has written a book about less than 100 species about the medicinal plants of Assam. And that is written in a vernacular Assamese language. And every household having that book with them. So that is a real science.
So that people can use on their own. Yeah.
Own.
That's good. Yeah. Now you should consider publishing a book on the orchid also.
No. Let's see. I'm not a man of orchid actually.
Yeah, you should do at least that one before leaving there. No. So all
Okay,
right.
Dr. Dubey sir.
Yeah, Rajib,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
no, it is for you people only now.
Yeah. Sangeeta, it's over to you.
Okay. Now I would like to request Dr. Dimbesar Das sir of the Department of Botany to say words and also put forward the vote of thanks. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Thank you, Sangeeta. First of all, I will like to apologize for the delay due to some technical glitches in the beginning. It was a very informative session by Dr. Rajib Gogoi, Regional Head BSI Gangtok. It was a pleasure listening to you, Rajib. With this, we have come to the end of today's talk of this week-long lecture series. I, Dr. Dimbesar Das, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, on behalf of the organizing committee, would like to express my sincere gratitude to our respected Principal Sir, Dr. Sabyasachi Mohanta, for encouraging us in organizing this series. I would also like to thank our VP Mem, Dr. Rina Hendik, for supporting us and inaugurating this session. Sangeeta Setia, today the facilitator and host, special thanks to the resource person, my brother, Dr. Rajib Gogoi, Regional Head, BSI, for sharing his journey and work with us and giving us the valuable time in spite of his busy schedule. You inspired us a lot, and we like to hear from you in near future also. I would also like to thank to all the resource persons who will be joining us and sharing their views in the coming week as per schedule. Last but not the least, the participants from both India and Nepal. I hope the attempt taken by Botany Department of Gurgaon College will be helpful to you all. With this, we end today's program with an expectation to see you all again tomorrow in the coming days at 7 p.m. always. Thank you and good night. Thank you very much, Rajib.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best, Rajib.
Thank you.
Wish you a happy journey for the UK.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sadhana told me just the evening.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. See you.
Actually, earlier also I got an opportunity,
Homida told me.
Actually, that was a very unfortunate part of my life, actually.
Yeah.
So that was for 2 years. I have been deported. What is called deportation to queue for 2 years. But unfortunately, I myself has to forego that. I myself have because government wanted me to go, but I could not go because of some technical issue happened.
Okay,
And
okay.
because of that only last time I could not go. Let's see, you people bless me that I can go this time.
So finally, Rajib, you are going.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
this,
he's going.
I have sent my clearance papers to the government of India. Let's see that all this lot of
So date is not fixed yet. Date.
that yeah, in the month of September I'm planning to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
Okay.
So best of
Happy journey in advance.
best of luck.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
we will
Bye.
like to hear
Bye,
your
Rajib.
experience.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, I'll share if I can go. I after coming back, I will share all my experiences to the students.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Rajib. Bye bye. Good night.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Rajiv.
Okay. Thank you, Dimesh and Gorgam College. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.